Hello crafty friends, in today's Step Up Your Stenciling video I'm going to be using some watercolour pencils with my stencils. I'm using Tim Holtz Distress watercolour pencils, but you can do these techniques with any watercolour pencils you like. You can even do them with water-based markers. So I've got a piece of mixed media paper, I've put it on my grip mat. I've put this wobbly circle stencil over the top and I'm selecting some holes in my stencil and just drawing around the outside with different colours of watercolour pencil. So I've got some blues and some purples. I'm not filling in all the holes, but you could definitely do that, and obviously you can do this with any design stencil that you like. Next I removed the stencil and I took a water brush and used it to activate the watercolour pencil inside the shape that I'd drawn. So each of these circles is going to become a watercoloury blob with a bit of a darker outside edge where the pencil is at its strongest. I've put a bit of paper under my hand just so that I didn't smudge any of the circles with my hand. If you don't have any mixed media paper, you could probably do this technique on some sturdy smooth white cardstock. Bristol Smooth is good for this technique. It can handle a bit of water. After I'd coloured in all my blobs, I gave it a good dry with my hairdryer, and then I put the stencil back over the top and did another layer using the same colours, making sure to overlap some of the circles. This creates some depth and dimension and adds energy and movement. Again, I dried my blobs with my hairdryer and then I put the stencil back over the top again, but this time I took a black rollerball pen and went round the inside of some of the stencil apertures. Again, we're adding depth, we're adding a sense of dimension, a sense of movement and contrast. To make my black circles really pop, I went over them a couple more times each, thickening the lines in places, and I also free-handed a few circles as well. To finish off my background, one last time I popped the stencil back on and then used a finger dauber and some gold gilding wax to add some gold, solid gold circles over the top of my watercolour and ink circles. For my second background, I used mixed media paper again, put it on my grip mat and used this wobbly blob stencil. I chose similar colours, purpley pinks and blues, and went round some of the insides of the stencil shapes. Next I added water again with a water brush, but I didn't colour inside the shapes this time, I coloured outside the shapes. So I just used the water to go right up to the pencil lines and I dragged the colour away from the shapes. The trick with this is to keep the leading edge of water wet constantly so that you don't get any hard lines forming as that leading edge dries. So keep going back to that edge of the water, dampening it so that you can stop it drying before you've moved the colour in that area. Just as I did with the first background, I used my black rollerball pen to add some wobbly shapes, but this time I put the stencil back over the shapes and then shifted it up and to the left a bit so that my wobbly black lines were offset slightly. So they're still married to their watercolour pencil shape, but they are, as I say, offset. So I did that with the stencil, then I did another couple of wobbly goes around each shape to give those lines a bit of weight and a bit of prominence. I also added some gold gilding wax blobs and I just put these on kind of at random. I flipped the stencil round a bit, moved it here and there and added gold blobs where I thought they would look best, making sure to overlap the pencil lines and the ink lines so that it all feels like one thing, not lots of disparate layers. For my final background, I chose a hexagon stencil. This has got lots of different size hexagons in it, and I chose some warm colours in my watercolour pencils. This time I filled in the entire shapes with watercolour pencil, just scribbling it on. I decided to use warm colours because hexagons always remind me of warm colours. It's the honeycomb connection, I think. To activate the watercolour pencils, I gave my panel a really good spray with water and I let the colours mix and mingle and run around. I did dab a few bits up here and there and gave it a really good dry with my hairdryer. Next, I placed the stencil back over the shapes and I used a Sharpie pen to draw around the inside of the stencil. I wanted quite a thick line. And once I'd finished with the Sharpie, I shifted the stencil up and to the left a bit and then went in with a black fine liner. So I've got a thick line and a thin line. And in keeping with the other backgrounds, I added some more gold gilding wax shapes. I just shifted the stencil around and placed them where I felt they would look right. To marry everything on each panel together, I spattered on some gold metallic paint. This is just one last layer that, as I say, brings everything together. Once my 3 panels were dry, I decided to cut them down with different dies. So this wobbly blob background I cut down with a large stitched banner die. The circle background I cut down with a different shape banner die. And the hexagon background I cut down with a stitched rectangle die. I then mounted them all in some way on black, and I chose black because I've got striking black ink on each part, so that brings everything together again. With the banners, I cut some more banners out of black card and stuck them to the back of the colourful banners, offset slightly, but with the rectangle panel I just stuck it on some black card and trimmed it out with my guillotine, giving it a little black border all the way around. I then added all the pieces to the front of some cards. For the long banners, I placed one in the top left and one in the top right. And I did the same with the short banners. And the rectangle pieces I placed in the middle of the cards, using my T-square ruler to help me get them on straight. As I put so much effort into the backgrounds for these cards, I didn't feel like I needed to add a load of die cuts on top of them, so I just worked on sentiments. For this card, I die cut out a thank you from black card that I'd backed with some 1mm deep foam. I put that in the top right, where there was a nice space between the blobs. To give it a bit of gloss, I added some Nouveau Crystal Glaze and set it aside to dry. For my next card, I used a very fine Hello die and I die cut that from gold foil cardstock. I also cut out the shadow from black and I placed the gold cardstock offset on the black shadow. I then glued this in the top right again where it looked good over the colourful bubbles. For the long banners, I chose some Congrats dies and I went for gold on black again. And I placed these in the middle, about a third of the way down. I did have to add a little bit of card under the ends just to hold them up and keep them level across the card. For this next sentiment, I took some black card and covered it in clear packing tape to make it glossy. I then burnished it down with the bone folder and I die cut out the words best wishes from it using a die that has the letters in a column. Once I die cut that out, I trimmed it down into a rectangle and then I die cut out the best wishes again, but this time from gold card, and I inlaid that into the best wishes on the black card. To make sure those letters stuck, I did put some double-sided sticky on the back of the black piece, so the sticky was exposed through the holes in it. I hope that makes sense. I then added this to the left-hand side of one of my hexagon pieces, and I think this is a really bold statement piece. And for my last card, I die cut out Happy Birthday from gold foil cardstock, stuck it on a bit of black card, which I then trimmed down into a rectangle, and I placed this on the card about a third of the way down from the top and a third of the way in from the right. And that's all 6 of these cards finished. I did wonder about adding some Nouveau drops or some homemade enamel dots, but I decided that they didn't need it. I think they look good as they are. I do hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope it's given you another set of ideas of things you can do with stencils. If it has, please do let me know in the comments, leave a thumbs up, and if you want to see more from me, subscribe and ring the notification bell. And I'll see you back here very soon for another video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.